What does a 1,000 chicken farm have? I was born and raised in a peaceful countryside, where vast fields stretched endlessly, and people mainly lived off farming. My family wasn't wealthy, but I always had a special passion for livestock farming, especially raising chickens. Since childhood, I had been accustomed to waking up early to help my mother release the chickens, feed them, and listen to their cheerful clucking. It seemed that a special love for these poultry had already formed within me. After graduating from university, I decided not to pursue an office job like many of my peers, but to return to my hometown to start my own business. At first, my family strongly opposed my decision, fearing that I would face many difficulties. However, I remained steadfast in my choice. I started with a small capital from my savings and borrowed some additional funds from relatives to build a chicken farm. The difficult early days. I began with a small farm of only about 100 chickens. At first, everything was far from easy. I had to learn about chicken farming techniques, breed selection, disease prevention, and feed management on my own. In the early days, due to my lack of experience, I made many mistakes. My flock suffered from Newcastle disease, and many chickens died in large numbers, causing me to lose a significant portion of my initial investment. There were nights when I stayed up all night to take care of each chicken, check the barn temperature, and figure out what was causing their illnesses. Unwilling to give up, I spent time learning from large farms, reading materials, and joining poultry farming groups. I realized that raising chickens wasn't just about feeding them and waiting for harvest time. It required scientific knowledge and modern methods to minimize risks. Expanding the scale. After nearly a year, I gradually mastered the process of chicken care more systematically. My flock was no longer prone to frequent illnesses, their survival rate increased, and productivity started to improve. I decided to expand my farming scale to 500 chickens. This time, I invested in a more modern farm system, including ventilation fans, heating lamps, and automated feeding systems. I also researched high-quality meat chicken breeds that grew faster and provided better economic returns. However, the challenges didn't stop there. The cost of chicken feed kept rising, while the market price for chickens fluctuated unpredictably. Sometimes, traders forced prices down, leaving me with little to no profit. Realizing that I couldn't rely entirely on traders, I decided to find my own sales channels by directly contacting restaurants and large eateries in the area. I created a brand for my chicken farm, promoted it on social media, and gradually built a stable customer base. Success with 1,000 chickens. After 3 years of perseverance, I successfully expanded my farm to 1,000 chickens. My farming system is now fully integrated, incorporating biotechnology to minimize odors and environmental pollution. I also started producing a portion of my chicken feed using locally available ingredients like corn, soybeans, and green vegetables. This significantly reduced costs and ensured the production of clean, safe chicken meat. Beyond poultry farming, I expanded into the egg business and supplied breeding stock to small-scale farmers. I established strong partnerships with distributors and built a loyal customer base. Today, my farm not only provides a stable income but also creates job opportunities for many local workers. Lessons learned and future plans. Looking back, I realized that success doesn't come easily. It requires enduring many hardships and failures. The most important thing is to never give up, continuously learn, and improve to adapt to market changes. I am still working on expanding my scale, aiming for an organic farming model and exporting clean chicken to international markets. The journey to becoming the owner of a 1,000 chicken farm was not smooth, but it brought me joy, pride, and a true sense of accomplishment. I hope my story inspires those who dream of starting an agricultural business. If you have passion and are willing to face challenges, success will surely come your way. A day of collecting eggs at my 1,000 chicken farm. The early morning sun had just begun to rise, casting a warm golden glow over my farm. The air was fresh, filled with the faint scent of dew on the grass and the soft clucking of my chickens, signaling the start of another busy day. Collecting eggs was one of my favorite tasks, a routine that never failed to remind me of the dedication and effort that had gone into building my farm. Morning routine. I stepped out of my house, stretching as I inhaled the crisp morning air. As usual, my first stop was the feed storage area, where I ensured that my chickens had their morning meal. The automated feeders were functioning well, dispensing a balanced mixture of grains and supplements. Well-fed hens meant healthy eggs, so I always paid close attention to their nutrition. Walking towards the hen houses, I could already hear the rustling sounds of the hens waking up. They were housed in spacious coops, designed with proper ventilation and cleanliness in mind. As I pushed open the barn doors, the familiar warmth greeted me. The scent of fresh hay and the soft cooing of my hens created a comforting atmosphere. The collection process begins. Armed with my egg basket, I moved methodically down the rows of nesting boxes. Each hen had its preferred spot, and over time, I had learned to recognize which ones were the more productive layers. As I reached into the first nest, my fingers brushed against the smooth, warm surface of freshly laid eggs. The feeling never ceased to amaze me. It was a daily reward for my efforts. Some hens were reluctant to move, their motherly instincts kicking in as they tried to keep their eggs warm. I gently lifted them, whispering soothing words as I retrieved their eggs. A few of the more stubborn ones pecked at my hands in protest, but I had grown used to their feisty nature. With each nest I checked, my basket gradually filled up. White, brown, and speckled eggs sat neatly, waiting to be sorted. Occasionally, I would find an unusually large egg, which I set aside for closer inspection. Sorting and quality check. After gathering the eggs, I moved to my sorting station, a clean, shaded area just outside the coop. This was where I carefully examined each egg for cracks or deformities. The highest quality eggs were destined for direct sales to restaurants and markets, while the slightly imperfect ones would be used for hatching or personal consumption. To ensure freshness, I used the water test, submerging an egg in a bowl of water to check its buoyancy. Fresh eggs always sank, while older ones floated. It was a simple but effective method that helped me maintain high standards. Unexpected challenges. Just as I was about to finish sorting, I noticed an unusual commotion in one of the coops. A few hens were clucking loudly, circling around a nesting box. Curious, I walked over and found a young hen struggling with her first attempt at laying an egg. She seemed uncomfortable, pacing anxiously. Recognizing the signs of egg binding, I knew immediate action was needed. I gently picked her up and carried her to a quieter space. A warm water soak and some light massage usually helped in such cases. After about 20 minutes, she successfully laid her egg, much to my relief. Moments like these reminded me that farming wasn't just about production, it was about care and compassion for my animals. Afternoon deliveries and future plans. With my crates of fresh eggs ready, I loaded them onto my delivery vehicle. Some would be sent to local grocery stores, while others were pre-ordered by restaurants. I had worked hard to establish direct sales channels, ensuring that my farm received fair prices without relying too heavily on middlemen. As I drove into town, I reflected on how much had changed since I first started. From a small-scale farm with just 100 chickens, I had grown to managing 1,000 hens, each contributing to my success. Looking ahead, I plan to expand my operations further, possibly introducing an organic free-range system that would allow for even healthier, more ethical farming. By evening, after completing my deliveries and tending to other farm tasks, I returned home, tired but fulfilled. Collecting eggs was more than just a daily chore, it was a testament to my perseverance, a symbol of the journey that had brought me here. And as long as I had my farm, I knew I would never tire of this simple yet deeply satisfying routine.